Hello, hello. So this race is the Lenoir Cyclocross race of 2019, and this takes place on a very special day to me. This was my birthday, my 27th birthday, and I'm just inching closer and closer to Dirty 30, and I'm not looking forward to it. But it was a good day, it was a good birthday, got to do the race, hang out with friends, go to a really good dinner, and relax because we had another race the next day, which was in Boone, my hometown. So it was a really cool weekend to be racing, be spending time in my hometown, and just seeing everybody. And I mean, if you get to race on your birthday, what's better than that? Even if you don't perform well, you get to race on your birthday. And now that we're in 2020 and the pandemic and just bad luck, I don't want to take anything for granted, especially racing. So yeah, I just want to point out that starting position is very important, and not just in cyclocross racing, but any race. Because if you're not in the first 10 to 15 in a cyclocross race, you are just going to be kind of getting the slinky effect that you keep seeing, everyone starting off, then slowing down, then starting off, then slowing down. And it's terrible. So position is key. And if you're like me and you don't feel confident enough to be in closer to the start, it's just kind of something you're going to have to get over, I'm going to have to get over, and just fight for it. And I mean, it doesn't matter if you start out and then keep getting passed by people. It's okay. It's racing. You're going to get passed. But don't let it get you down. Just get up to the front. Focus on where you're going to start. Focus on not crashing and taking people out. But focus on your race and just ride your race. Ride against yourself. Perform the best that you can do. Just don't make excuses like I'm about to do, but just ride your race. So now cue the excuses as to why I did so poorly during this race. It's my birthday. I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before. So I was actually staying at my parents' house, and my parents were out of town. So we had this one guy. Oh yeah, this is the only part. Sorry, I'm pausing the excuses. This is the only part of the race where you had to get off and run. And it's kind of crazy to see all the different courses, what you have to do, run over a few 2x4s nailed together, or actually get off and run up a flight of stairs. But yeah, so I was staying at my parents' house, and there was this guy in the neighborhood. He pulled into the driveway and then turned around. I was like, okay, he's just turning around. He came back, started looking in my car, so I ended up having to call the sheriff's department at 1 in the morning, so I didn't go to bed till 2. I woke up at 6 to get down to Lenoir to race. So I was extremely exhausted. But yeah, that's it. That's my only excuse. But enough excuses. This part was so much fun on the race. You got to bomb that hill and then whip it into this grassy turn. It was so much fun. I love this part of the race. And honestly, that's probably one of my favorite sections through all the courses that I did cyclocross in last year. It was just so flowy, so it was so much fun. The Lenoir course, it is 1.5 miles with roughly 49 feet elevation is what Strava says, but I think it's actually closer to 93 feet of elevation gain because my total is 270 something. Oh yeah, so there's the cheer squad. There's my girlfriend and Stephanie cheering for me and Bill. That's always good to have, especially on your birthday. You need that extra oomph. But yeah, so I think that it's roughly 279 feet of elevation gain that I had. I'll put a link to this race on Strava in the description below so you guys can see for yourselves. But yeah, and then we're about to finish up lap 1. You get to this kind of sidewalk, and then you just get to burn it out. 183 though, that's pretty high. That's real high. And it's crazy because it's so high, especially when you didn't do that great. So that just means I'm really out of shape and I don't have handling skills. But it's okay. It's still fun. No excuses to get out there. Go out there, have fun, race against yourself. I mean, you're racing against other people, but race against yourself. This looks like it's going to be my only sprint up a hill for the day. Once I realized that I wasn't getting anywhere near the front, I kind of wanted to just try to pick people off one by one, and then once I passed people, I wanted to make sure they didn't catch me. So that was the kind of game that I played through the rest of the race. Also, here's a photographer. I can't remember his name, but if you go to these races and you get your picture taken and you find them, make sure to buy them from the photographer. Like, keep supporting local photographers. It's really great. It allows them to keep coming to races and to provide you with pictures. I mean, what's better? Race pictures? That's the best. Oh yeah, and here's my buddy Jonathan. He was showing me the fastest line, but because of the lack of oxygen that was getting to the brain, I wasn't able to tell him that I was trying. So after the race, I told him, I was like, hey man, listen, that was good advice, but in the state that I was in, I was not able to do that. I wasn't able to control my extremities because I'm still at 183. And this is probably like 20 something minutes in. So I'm in a real pain cave right now at 184 constantly for like over 20 minutes. That's heavy. So thanks, Jonathan, for the advice. I will use it. Probably not this year, but next year for Lenoir. I will use that in every race I can. It looks like the GoPro decided to tilt down a little bit. But we are coming to the end of the race. It was a great day. Yes, I think I finished like maybe 21st or 22nd or something. I can't remember. But ultimately from this race, support local photographers. Have fun. Go out there. Don't be scared or intimidated. Perform against yourself and have fun. And lastly, like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below on how I could better my cyclocross skills.